Cheech Marin aquí.
We're a bunch of bad kids if you put us all together. Hi, I'm Leslie Grace. I play Irene.
Yo, Juan Daniel Garcia Treviño, soy Liborio.
I'm Jonás Cuarón, I'm the director.
Ruben Blades, Abacuk.
One of the most beautiful things about working with Jonás and all of his team and all of this cast was that there was just a foundation of mutual respect and safety. I feel like emotional safety and creative safety. It was a very collaborative set. Everybody I felt like everyone it needed to dance with each other for the thing that we were shooting. We all knew that from the moment that we read the scripts, that there's a lot of magical realism in the film. There's a lot of breaking boundaries with the elements of the film just inherently, and so we all really needed to lean into each other, yeah. And so Jonás created he was just a very calmly confident director, and so he created this space where we could always ask questions. We could always just feel like there was, and if we had an idea, there was space to talk about that before we were in the moment. And that just made it all the more, I don't know, safe to be able to exist and like settle into all of these absurd things that we were shooting a lot of the time. I felt very protected by the leadership.
One of the things that I loved about any director, and specifically about him, is that he understands what he wants. That is very important. I'm a musician also, but when I go to the studio, I go to record. I understand what I'm doing. I don't go there to see what happens. That nonsense about capturing magic is like trying to put the perfume back in the bottle. You don't know what's going to happen. You have time, you have a schedule, you have a budget, So some people work that way. That's fine if it works for them. I like to see a director who understands what he wants or she wants. And at the same time, the other thing is that he is open to suggestions, ideas about what he understands that he feels may create a better result. So the moment I got there, I knew that immediately. And that is wonderful because it allows you to try to fulfill his view, his vision. It's always a director's film. It's not an actor's film. It's a director's film. And you want to be sure that the director, the guy driving the bus, he knows where he wants to go. Because I don't want to be in a bus that goes nowhere.
Sí, o sea, para el box entrené como 3 meses antes de la película, pero la calle me entrenó también para la película, ¿no? Mi vida, sí, siento que, o sea, la viví un poco como Liborio también, a puro madrazo.
He said that he trained for 3 months for the boxing, but the street truly trained him for this. Like he lived a little bit like Liborio his life, so life trained him for that role, like through punches, kind of like the character.
I didn't know what I was going to do. I don't think he did either until he started hearing it. And it was like being in a band and you like a new musician in the band, you start playing. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's not what we've been playing, but I'll make it work in this, and so we established a rhythm that, was that good? Yes, okay. It's like, are you a little flat there? Are you a little sharp? Or, kind of, and I kept asking, what do you want? Because I'm here to serve you for this film. And that worked out really well. Unless he came at me with an axe, I thought I was doing okay then, It was like...
Well, during the development, I kept going back and forth because I kept finding more magical ways to show Liborio's imagination. But also, honestly, during the set, I think the storyboards were great for having a base on how I wanted to push the movie visually. But then I got confronted with such real actors and their performances, I wanted them to be honest, and the way the camera found them, I also wanted them to be grounded and real and honest. So many times we arrived with a preconceived notion of what we wanted, and we found even more expressive ways to tell it. I mean, I think as a writer, I've always been a rewriter, so I never really know I'm ready. I think what's beautiful about the process is I was rewriting even through the editing, but during production, even with them, like Ruben came and, I mean, he brought great ideas for the character. And also, I mean, he's a poet, Ruben in his own way. So I was so happy of having the great opportunity of like reworking the dialogues with him. Juan Daniel would like come to the scene, and there were voiceovers that were meant to be voiceovers, and like he pointed out, like, at this moment I feel like I need to look into camera and say this. So in a sense, I think there was a point where I never felt I was ready to shoot it, but we knew we had to do it, and we just jumped for it, and then we just kept fine-tuning it along the way.